Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to be watching a video on BuzzFeed about feminist manspreading for the week. And before we get started, sorry about not uploading yesterday. I had some issues with my video footage, and it should be situated out now. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the video.
My balls! I don't want my balls sticking to my legs!
Yeah, you look like you got some bull balls going, and me too. I don't want my balls sticking either. You see how she's looking around to get someone mad at her so she can prove her point about manspreading, even though no one literally cares because everyone around her doesn't do anything?
Manspreading is when a man spreads his physical body to take up as much space as humanly possible.
Lady, we have a thing called balls, and if we close our legs, they'll get crushed. So that's why we don't close our legs for that. But also, like, as you can see in some of the pictures you have, they have like luggage under them, so they're just making sure that no one trips over it by leaving it open like that.
People around you are relegated to a very small portion, but the key to manspreading is not noticing.
Why do you sound like a 90-year-old chain smoker? And the reason we sit like that too is because it's comfortable for us and it's not like physically harming any other body part.
We grow up on two different tracks. People who manspread just are socialized not to worry about it.
I have so many vivid memories as a child of my mum telling me to close my legs.
I have 3 sisters and a very protective mother, and I'm a very protective brother, and the only time we've told them to close their legs is if they're wearing a skirt or a dress, so you know what doesn't show. And it's the same with the guy. If a guy's wearing a skirt, you don't want him opening his legs hella wide so you can see his balls. It's just not how it works.
With gender, we're constantly working towards trying to get to this middle.
This week of manspreading is definitely going to make me feel anxious. As much as a super strong feminist, I want to say it won't.
I kind of secretly hope to annoy some men.
I thought you were a man.
That's my first train trip as a manspreader. I just feel like a monster already. How can you do this every day without being conscious of it?
That's not even manspreading. That's just being an inconsiderate asshole. You're laying down over 3 seats when you could be taking one up and just spreading your legs a little bit like guys do.
I just manspread on the bus for maybe a 5-minute ride for the first time, and it wasn't even half full, and I was already getting glared at, so I think this is going to be a kind of long week.
First off, you weren't even manspreading like at all. That didn't even prove a point, and you're probably getting glared at because you're wearing bright green sunglasses inside a Subway. That's just me though. I mean, I wouldn't be offended.
It's day 2 of manspreading, and I forgot that I had to do this.
You know it's bad when you can't even film your own video properly, and second off, you look like a kid with chemo, so I would just stop you right there.
I think whenever a woman takes up space, she's considered bossy, she's considered aggressive. There are a lot of stereotypes surrounding black women and whether or not we're angry or
You made everyone in that car uncomfortable in that back seat, not because your skin color or the way you're manspreading, but the way your arms are stretched around the seats right there and you're like trying to get more attention. Like that girl on the right is literally trying to get away from you.
dominant. And so maybe a lot of the reasons why I do minimalize my presence is because I don't want to be perceived or engage with those stereotypes.
What is the point of manspreading when you're by yourself? You're not even proving a point for the video, you just look more irrelevant.
I just got my nails done, and I manspread during my entire manicure, and nobody really seemed to notice. I'm not sure if it was because it was all women and we were just all kind of in our own world or what, but it was kind of awesome.
So she just called manspreading cool for not being noticed about it, and you can also prove my point right here that nobody cares about manspreading just because no one said anything.
I'm halfway through the week and really not enjoying this experiment at all. I'm still giving my seat up to people who need it because of course I am.
Is it a big surprise to you that guys do the same thing? They give up their seat for people who really need it? I mean, that's just being a genuine human.
What is it between their legs that's so important that it requires 2 to 3 seats when there are kids, families, women, and elderly people standing up?
To answer the first question, yes, we do have balls in between our legs, so that's why they need to be a little bit open. And the picture you just shown us of those 2 guys, they're taking 1 seat each. I don't know what your point is anymore.
I saw a guy who was taking up 2 seats. When I sat down, I spread my legs out, which kind of pushed his leg into his own seat. And he turned to me and gave me a dirty look and said, "Seriously?"
That chemo kid with the fedora hat in this video would be so happy if she ran into this guy. She'd be like, oh my god, I pissed off a male today. But no, I'd be genuinely pissed too. If you sat down next to me when I was minding my own business and purposely bumped into me to piss me off, yeah, I would be upset.
Women are
This chemo kid.
expected to be quiet, small, and almost invisible, whereas men can be this boisterous slobs, and it's all good.
Today,
Whoa, don't harass my man. He's just sleeping. He's probably homeless too. Leave him alone.
instead of feeling the confidence that I've kind of been feeling the rest of the week, I started to feel a little guilty. While I was sitting there taking up 2 seats, a guy came up to sit next to me, and instead of moving over like I normally would, I kind of just had to sit there with my legs out, and instead of saying something to me, he just sat on the edge of the seat the entire time.
So I don't think you understand what your man-spreading thing means. It isn't just to take up seats and be inconsiderate. It's just to be relaxed and calm down. But if someone needs to sit down, we'll gladly scoot over, unlike you.
So I've come across another person, quote unquote, man spreading, but wait, they identify as female. Women can take up space as well.
We never said you couldn't, but you guys act like twats whenever you do.
Even though I'm a confident person, I tend to make myself small even when the situation doesn't call for it. And I kind of felt uncomfortable man spreading even though there was no one around me.
If you feel uncomfortable, why are you doing it? And second off, if you're doing it when no one's around, you're not proving a point once again.
I've not enjoyed this week at all. The very first day where a group of people came on, they were going to a game and they were all desperate for a seat and I was taking up 3 seats.
These feminists really think they're trying to prove a point here, which is completely irrelevant. No guy takes up 3 seats, nor does he really ever take up 2, maybe like a seat and like a tenth of one, if even that. But honestly, you literally were laying across it. That's not even man-spreading. So basically, you're just being an absolute prick to everyone around you that wanted a seat.
And they started talking about personal space. All their eyes were just on me, and they were mostly women. If it was a group of dudes, I would have been like, yeah.
Wow, if they were guys, she would have really got them there. She would have really laid across all those seats and really ticked them all off, you know what I mean?
I thought that man-spreading would kind of give me this air of disregard because I thought that I worried too much about what people think, and I've realized that I worry just enough. You should be concerned with whether or not the people around you are comfortable because that means you're a good community member.
Yeah, you were really going to feel dominance over everyone else because you were spreading your legs out, being an inconsiderate asshole when people wanted to sit down. But for us, it's just comfortability, and we will move if you need us to.
My favorite part of this exercise was easily when I got to sit next to men who were taking up way too much space and just forcefully work my way into the seat and without words say, hey, I deserve to sit here.
She just ruined the whole point of being a good community member and making sure everybody's comfortable because she forced her way into seats, making other guys uncomfortable the way she was sitting when they were minding their own business.
To be forced to manspread.
You were not forced to manspread. You could have opted out of this video, but for 7 straight days, you laid across seats, not even manspreading how you think guys do.
Really showed me how up your own ass you have to be as a person to not be conscious of those around you.
To the man that's taking up too much space on a bus, on the plane, on the bench, we see you. You don't need that much room. To the young women out there, I say you should definitely be aware of your surroundings. If there's something that you want, if there's something you want to say, if there's a position that you want to hold, take up that space. You deserve that space.
Hey yo, she switched topics on us, so what do we do now? She went from man spreading is bad and we all see you to women. If you see something you want, you need to take it. Like, bro, just stick to the topic.
Girl, you take up space. You fill the room with your crotch.
Well, that's enough of that utter crap for the day. So if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe and type chemo kid in the comments if you guys stayed till the end. Anyway, I'm going to be making the WNBA video tomorrow and it will be posted tomorrow. So stay tuned for that and I'll see you guys in the next one.